Hello, Dr. Joe here of the 2020forum.com. So in the last video, we talked about beans. We talked about the health benefits of eating beans. We agreed in that video that eating beans was beneficial to our health, that eating beans was good for our heart health, it was good for our brain health, it was good for our gut health, and it was good for our immune system, etc., etc. But I have to admit that eating beans does come with two problems. The first one is phytic acid, which we talked about in the last video. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the second problem, which is the problem of gas from eating beans. I'm going to give you 9 tips in this video that you can use to reduce the problem of gas from eating beans. In actual fact, when you apply these tips, you can actually eliminate the problem of gas from eating beans altogether. So let's get started. So the first tip is for you to introduce beans into your diet gradually, okay? Especially if you've not been used to eating beans. You don't want to go all gung-ho, start eating lots of beans straight away. You want to go in a stepwise manner. So for instance, you start off with 1/4 of a can, and then do that a couple of times, get used to that, and then step up to 1/2 a can. Do that a couple of times, get used to that, and then step up to 3/4 of a can. Same thing, and then 1 full can, and then you want to go more than a can and 1/4, a can and 1/2, and then a can and 3/4, and then finally maybe 2 cans. So that's how you got to introduce the beans into your diet if you've not been used to beans before. Because if you go all gung-ho, you might have serious problems with the gas, and you might feel bloated, which is not great. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is the soaking, soaking the beans. You know, we talked about this in the phytic acid reduction in the last video. Soaking also applies here. It applies to gas reduction. So what you want to do is to soak the beans for a good 12 hours, okay? But there's another sub technique to it. What you also want to do is that every 4 hours you have to drain the water, rinse the beans, and then add fresh water to submerge the beans, leave them again for another 4 hours, and then do the same thing after 4 hours. When you do that, it actually helps with the digestibility of the beans, and that reduces gas production from the beans. It works a treat, okay? So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is to cook the beans very well, okay? You want to cook the beans really, really soft. Such that if you pick up one of the bean seeds, you should be able to smash it between your fingers. And once you do that, that helps a lot because it helps with easy digestibility, okay? So the next tip is to use spices. And in particular, there are 3 spices you want to combine: ginger, turmeric, and cumin. If you combine them into the recipe of the beans, this works a treat. Now, next tip is to use baking soda. By the way, this tip is very, very important. You want to apply 1 teaspoonful of baking soda to the beans when you're cooking them. But you want to apply it at the point when the beans are just becoming tender. When you do that, this helps a lot with gas problem with the beans, okay? So this is something you really want to try. Baking soda, okay? 1 teaspoonful, add it at the point when the beans are just becoming tender. Another tip is to use a special spice called epazote. This is a South American Mexican spice. This also works a treat. You know, just get it. I'm going to leave links below in the description as well as below this video. You're going to see you can get a spice when you add it to the recipe when you're cooking the beans. This works a treat as well, okay? Now, another tip regarding spice is to use another spice called Ajwain. This is an Indian spice, works a treat as well. Okay, Ajwain. I'm going to leave links to that below this video. Now, what else can you do? Well, you can use good, old, reliable apple cider vinegar. Okay, this also works really, really well. So what you want to do is, whilst you're cooking the beans, at the point they're also becoming tender, just like you do with baking soda, apply the apple cider vinegar, usually 1/2 teaspoon per cup of the beans. Apply the apple cider vinegar into the beans at the point they're just becoming tender. Great, okay? This really works well, okay? I want you to take this tip very seriously as well. Okay, so what else can you do? Well, you've cooked the beans, You got the beans on the table now, you got them on the plate, they're on the table, you're ready to eat. So what should you do? What next can you do? Well, chew your beans thoroughly, okay? Don't rush to eat your beans. Just eat your beans mindfully. Enjoy your beans, chew them slowly, chew them thoroughly. That way you prevent swallowing a lot of gas along with the beans, because that will contribute to more gas and that will lead to bloating. So chew your beans thoroughly. Now, another bonus tip for you is to eat beans regularly. The more you eat the beans, the more your body gets used to it, and you have less problems with gas, okay? This also works a treat. So lots of tips are given to you here. You don't have to use all of them in one go. Just use them one or two at a time, and you see that your problem with gas production from eating beans, farting, will go away. You're not going to have all of that problem at all, okay? You probably eliminate it altogether. So hopefully you got some value from this video. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Please like the video. Also, please share this video with your friends, family, and colleagues. You got any questions, any query, leave it down below. You got any comments, leave it down below. Oh, by the way, have you got any other tip that you have applied to reducing gas from eating beans? If you've got any that I haven't talked about here, go ahead and leave it down here. Or if you've tried one of these and it's worked for you as well, let us know about it, okay? If you've tried one of these tips that I've given here, go ahead, let us know about it. Now, what next am I going to be doing? Well, I've got haricot beans here. I'm going to go make a bean salad now and make a tortilla wrap with it. So that is my evening today. Haricot beans salad in a tortilla wrap. Okay, I'm going to be enjoying that. I think that's about it. Oh, by the way, there should be two videos on your screen now. Go ahead, watch any of the two videos on your screen. They're all videos that are designed to help you take control of your health. I think that's about it. Until next time, well, this is Dr. Joe signing out.